Hey, what's up? Alex from Boss Life Blog here in Lviv, Ukraine. Really nice place, nice day today, nice sun. Today I want to talk to you about a question that I get asked pretty frequently. If you're not already aware, I'm currently on an indefinite trip around the world. Quit my life, sold my car, traveling around the whole world. Don't know how long I'll be gone. It's planning to be years. I don't really know. But something I'm always asked as I've taken a few trips over the past few years is, how do you manage to balance work and play on the road? See, whenever I take a vacation, call it vacation, whenever I travel, it's always for an extended period. It's always at least 2 months. This one is probably at least 3 years. So balancing work and play while I'm traveling, as you can imagine, is massively important if I plan to stay on the road as long as I do. I have a couple online businesses I run which allow me to travel and work, but balancing the work with the enjoyment, with the play, with going out and experiencing the new place I'm in, taking photos, going out and experiencing the nightlife, and generally just relaxing in whatever country or continent I happen to be in, very important. If you're going to travel, you have to take time to play, but if you're going to travel for a long period, as I'm doing now, and you don't work, you're not going to be able to sustain it, and you're going to have to go home and stop your travel. So in this video, you're going to learn some very important tips, what I've learned over the past 1.5 years of traveling over the world, on how you can balance your work and your play in order to sustain yourself while you're traveling and also really get the most enjoyment out of the experience of traveling. So you are considering traveling the world and you want to know, how do I balance work and play on this amazing adventure across this planet Earth? Very important question. So let me tell you a little bit about my first time traveling to Asia, originally to Thailand, and I'm going to just relate to you my experience balancing work versus play on this first trip to Asia. I had just left my day job at this point, just gotten my business successful enough where I could leave the day job and go travel for a period of about 2 months. So when I got to Thailand, my main priority, being that I arrived on my 21st birthday, was partying, the play side of this equation. So all I wanted to do on this amazing beach where there was maybe 20 or 30,000 people from all over the world traveling just to party on this one night, all I wanted to do was play, basically. You know, that was it. There was very little work on my mind at this point. Now, fast forward 30 days where I'm realizing, wow, I really like being on the road. I wish I could stay here for another month. How do I figure that out? My finances are dwindling with all the play that I'm doing here. So I thought, oh, I should start to work more on my business. I have to put more focus on the work side of the play and work equation. And so, yeah, I was working in Thailand from my computer, building up a client base from my computer there, putting more focus on my work. Unfortunately, I didn't make sure that there was enough balance on the scale. I put a lot more emphasis on play, on enjoyment, naturally, as you would do if you had a day job for as long as I did and really didn't enjoy it, and all of a sudden you find yourself in an amazing paradise location with people partying from all over the world. So really didn't have a awareness of the balance that's necessary to sustain traveling on the level that I'm talking about. Fast forward to my next trip. I'm in Europe. This time I realized, okay, last time in Thailand, in Asia, Malaysia and Hong Kong as well, I was not focusing enough on my work. Too much partying. Now I know I'm going to have a lot of fun in Europe because the people that I'm there with are a lot of fun. So I'm very aware and concerned about myself getting out of hand, having too much fun playing and not putting enough focus on my work when I'm there in Europe. So what I did was before I left, I made sure to work extra hard in order to build up reoccurring client sales, in other words, reoccurring income, while I was on the road, so that just in case I started having too much fun on the play side of things, I still had a recurring income. So all I had to do was just execute on the work as opposed to finding the work and executing. So I came in with a little bit more of an idea what was necessary. I pre-planned it a little better. But still, what I noticed on this trip to Europe last summer was it was too much for me to handle all at once. The problem was I was there to have fun and to work while I was having fun. I wasn't concerned with working and having fun as an equal equation. And that was still similar to Thailand. I still was very much focused on travel as a fun play experience and not necessarily treating it like everyday life where you just have to work. No one can escape work. So that was my last trip. This trip, I finally seemed to learn my lesson, and now I'm actually working almost 95%. I'm not really playing much at all. This is the closest thing to play that I do, and this is still work. Granted, I enjoy it, but I'm not going out to enjoy, explore the nightlife as I usually like to do. I'm very rarely exploring outside to take photos, at least at this stage, because I'm all about work right now. So luckily I've learned my mistake. Work and play, the balance between the two, knowing your priorities. What's more important to you right now? Are your finances solid? Are you very interested in enjoying a new experience on vacation? Then in that case, you can play. If you have solid finances and you're ready to party, do it. That's your priority. If you have a priority like myself now, which is staying on the road for a period of 3 years, then my priority is making sure that I get my work done, and before I party or play, that my work's done and I can reward myself with the play. So, number one, the most important thing that you should be aware of when trying to balance work and play on the road is knowing your priorities. What are they? What are your finances like? Is enjoyment more important for you? Is sustainability in work and finances, building your finances, more important to you? How long do you plan to be on the road? Are you like me? Is it going to be a period of years? Is it a few weeks? Do you want to get the most enjoyment out of a couple weeks as possible, or do you want to extend that trip and make it a lifestyle? These are the kinds of things you have to consider and just figure out what your priorities are. So now you have a sense of your priorities. What is the balance that you seek to achieve between work and play? Now that you know this, the next important step is creating clear boundaries for yourself. What are the actions that you need to take? What does the percentage look like between work and play? Do you have to spend 17 hours a day working in order to enjoy a few hours of play? Do you have the freedom to spend 5 to 10 hours playing and only have to do a few hours work? It's very important to create clear boundaries for yourself. Write it down on paper. Come up with a schedule beforehand. You have to know. So the thing is, when you're doing this, you have to commit to it, because when you're on the road, it's so much fun to travel that you're going to say to yourself, I can spend a little bit of extra time playing today. Or you might say, I really don't have the freedom to enjoy today as much play as I would want to have today, for example, and I have to just work, in which case you're not going to enjoy the experience of travel. So you have to really create clear boundaries for yourself, write it down on paper, and commit to sticking to those boundaries that you come up with for yourself, in order to make the travel experience as sustainable as possible. So, you have set clear boundaries for yourself now. You know what the balance should look like between work and between play, and you have an idea the amount of time and effort you should be putting into your work in order to enjoy your play in order to really get the most enjoyment out of your travel experience, which is a major reason why we travel. So what do you do now? You know your priorities, you have a clear set of boundaries, and you have committed to sticking to those boundaries. What do you do from here? The next thing that I want you to do is focus very closely on enjoying the entire experience. So unlike myself in Europe, you want to make sure you enjoy your work, because the work is what's allowing you to sustainably travel and enjoy these new experiences and new places. On the other hand, you also want to make sure you're enjoying your play, your photography, your eating out at restaurants, your nightlife experiences. All these kinds of things, if you're not enjoying your play, then it's going to be very hard for you to then go to your work the next day and put in a lot of effort. So it's very important to enjoy both sides of this, because they both feed into each other. And if you're not enjoying both, it's just not going to be easy for you to keep up the effort needed and everything that's needed to sustainably travel, work hard, play hard, and enjoy yourself in the travel experience. Awesome. I hope this was a really helpful video for you as far as how you can balance your work and your play when on the road. If you endeavor to travel the world, these tips are going to help you not to destroy your bank account, keep your finances high, while also keeping your enjoyment high as well. That's it for me today. Alex from Lviv, Ukraine, signing off. Slava Ukraina, glory to Ukraine. Heroim Slava, glory to heroes. Speak to you later.
Suka.
Ready, I am ready to make a fool out of myself here in Lviv, Ukraine. I can't wait to do Elliot Hulse's exercise later today. It's going to be so amazing. I'm going to jump up and down. I'm going to go, I'm going to go like way louder than that after I get into this one. And wait, oh, sorry, snail. I hope that wasn't a live snail I just stepped on. And also I'm going to lay on the ground and then sway side to side very sensually. Good. Really got to be loud for this one. Awesome. Can't wait to scare some children. Sweet. Awesome work. How you can balance work and play on the road. Number one, come up with clear shit. Set your priorities. All right. Well, boom. Making sure that you enjoy both work and play, because they feed in to each other. Hey guys,